After attending numerous of Ebony Fashion Fair shows in the past, I fully understand why it's impossible not to mention Mrs. Eunice Johnson, a true fashion pioneer, when speaking of fashion. Good evening, Professor, fellow students, and those in attendance. My name is Levette Nichols. The purpose of this speech is to introduce pioneer Eunice Johnson, an entrepreneur, a visionary, to my professors, classmates, and those in attendance. The reason I chose to introduce Ms. Johnson is because of her dedication to the creation of Black-owned enterprises. The visions of Mrs. Johnson have led to the development and ideologies that through dedication and hard work, dreams can be achieved. But many individuals are afraid to take risks. For example, Mrs. Johnson and her husband took a small risk, resulting in the creation of a very large enterprise. The New York Times published an article by Dennis Hevesi revealing that in 1942, the Johnsons published a journal, the Negro Digest, generating 50,000 in circulation. It was modeled after the Reader's Digest. The Johnsons were inspired to create an even flashier magazine. In 1945, with the help of her husband, Mrs. Johnson created Ebony magazine, focusing on African American celebrities and politicians, also featuring Black models using products designed for African Americans. About 5 years after the magazine, Ebony Fashion Fair was created by the Johnson. Mrs. Johnson went even further, getting many and new careers. She convinced Rudolph Valentino, an Italian actor, to use Black models featured in her shows. Mrs. Johnson contributed more than $55 million to charitable causes. In conclusion, in a time when African Americans faced many hardships, Mrs. Johnson overcame a lot of obstacles. After a small investment, the Johnsons realized the potential and went on to make even larger investments. The creations carry on today, acknowledging the African American community with the creation of Ebony Fashion Fair. Many began acknowledging the beauty and possibilities of the African American community. The Johnsons made many contributions to the African American community, exploring the creativity and leaving a lasting legacy. They proved that taking small risks is necessary in creating a legacy.